Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here today on this video. My name is Angela and thank you for coming and spending a little bit of time out with me today. So today guys, we're in the garden because I have a little garden haul for you. Now I love my garden. I spend a lot of time and a lot of money in my garden and on the garden too. I can't resist a plant. And yeah, especially if it's in the sale too. So I was recently at B&Q in the garden section and I managed to get a few plants for the garden. Well, after all, you can't have too many plants in the garden, that's what I say. So I'll show you what I have got. So my first one is this. This is a gorgeous verbena, and I love this because it's got these tiny little purple flowers on these long green spikes. But the great thing about this is it adds beautiful colour to a border, and at night the flowers become almost luminous. In the dark, as it's getting to dusk, these purple flowers, it's almost like it glows. So it's a great feature in like the late summer evening, and you're sitting out and it's starting to get dark, and these then really come into their own. So yeah, so this was originally £9, as you can see there, but it came down to half price. So I was like, you're coming home with me. So yeah, so I've got a couple of spaces in the border that I think this will go. So yeah, when I get round to planting it up, I'll show you where I position it. Okay, next one I got was this, and this is a pepper plant. It's a sweet pepper. You could just see on the card there, got these sweet peppers. And this one, guys, you can see the price there. It was originally £5.25 and it's come down to £2. I know, £2. So I bought a couple of these. A couple of them I've planted up, and I gave one to my grandson as well to encourage him. He's 6 years old and I want him to get outside, get in the garden, get active and start growing things. He's got a mint plant that he planted of mine last year, and whenever he comes, you know, we have a little look at it and see its progress. So I got him one of these for his house, and this one, as you can see, has got a pepper already growing. It's, in fact, it's got two. There's a tiny, you probably can't see it there, there's a tiny little one there and there's a larger one here, and this is going to put out more buds as well, more peppers, because where you get the flower, that's going to grow into a pepper. So he's got one just like this already with a couple of peppers on that I've dropped off at his house, and I know he's already planted it up, and I'm going to keep this one here for him when he comes to my house, and I'm going to get him to plant this up, and then he's got two that he can plant up and look after. So they're just a great way of getting kids into gardening, especially when you can then eat the produce. I just think that's lovely. So yeah, for £2, you're coming home with me. Okay, and then next I got this. Look at that, look at that, look at these gorgeous flowers on these. And this one is, it's a Rebecca, also known as Black Eye Susan, I believe, but it's a Rebecca, and it was originally £9 and it came down to, as you can see, half the mark price, so £4.50. So I was really pleased with that. It's got some yellowing leaves which I'm just going to take off. It's a great healthy looking plant, so I'm really pleased with this. Now last year I did get some Rebecca, but you do have to like collect the seeds and then plant the seeds up, and I didn't do that, so they ended up dying. So I thought this year I'm going to be really careful with them, because plants are expensive. They're really expensive. So I'm going to do that this year, but they're gorgeous. So things like this with these beautiful colors. Last year the one I had was yellow. It was yellow and black, and that was definitely the Black Eye Susan variety, but also part of the Rebecca family. And what I did with those ones last year was I put them right at the back of the garden, so that you've got a visual point, a focus point amongst the trees. So it was beautiful. So I was really pleased that I managed to get this one. It was the only one available, so otherwise I would have got a few more. So really pleased with that. Okay, and then I got some herbs. Now I picked this one up, guys, because I thought it looked like a heather, and I kept thinking, what's that smell? It smells like curry. And when I looked at it, guys, it is, I don't know if you can see it there, it's a curry plant. I have never ever seen a curry plant before in my life. I knew they existed, because this is where you get, they use the leaves and ground them down and turn it into curry powder, but I'd never ever seen one. And I mean, can you smell that? Seriously, can you smell that? That smells just like curry powder. It really smells like curry, and the thing is, it's really fragrant, and it's really potent, and it's been sitting just outside the back door. And every time I open the back door and you walk past it and you brush against it, it releases this smell of curry. And honestly, you've got, if ever you come across a curry plant, you'll know it, because you will smell it before you see it. It smells amazing, seriously. So it was 3 for £10 or £4 per pot, and then I got it in the sale and it was half price, so it was half of £4, so I got it for £2. So I'm really happy with this, really happy, especially since it's in all the years I've been shopping for gardening plants and gardening products, I've never ever come across it. I've probably just looked at them and thought that it was a variety of maybe thyme or heather or lavender, because it's got that kind of look to it. But no, it's a curry plant. I know I'll be snipping this and using it in my cooking. And then I also picked this one up, but this is looking really sorry for itself, and this is basil. Now it has been watered, it's been out, it's been raining, it has had water, but it's just looking really sorry for itself. Again, this was 3 for £10 or a pot for £2, and it was half price in the sale, so it came down to £2. So I'm going to give it a really good water in the moment, and if by tomorrow it doesn't start to perk up a bit, it's going to have to go back, because it just looks really sad. So yeah, you know, but basil is a great one, especially if you're cooking. Have you ever seen those bags of basil, those herbs that you get in the supermarket, and a bag with a few stems can cost you 2 or 3, yeah, probably about £1. Well, you can grow your own so easily, and this will just keep producing. You can pick whatever leaves you want, pop it in your cooking. Yeah, so always a great plant, but it's looking really sad at the moment, guys, really sad. And then finally I got this one, which is thyme. And again, it was 3 for £10 or £2 a pot, but it also was in the sale, so I got this for £2. And again, oh, it's lovely and fresh and fragrant. Now there's so many different types of thyme out there, and this has got a very lemony flavour or fragrance, and it smells gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So again, something like this I'm going to pot up in my trough, and then when I'm cooking and I just want some time, I can just pluck a few leaves, wash them, chop them up, job done. It just saves so much money. And also I do think that there's something really nice about fresh herbs. Dried herbs is brilliant and they're great to use, but if you can use fresh herbs in your cooking, it's always going to be a good one. So yeah, just a little pot of thyme. And I do have thyme elsewhere in the garden, but I don't have this variety. So I think this is like, definitely, it's got a lemony fragrance. So I saw that and I thought, you're coming home with me, mate. So guys, those are the plants that I've bought, and it's quite late in the evening now, and it's really damp. So I will come back hopefully tomorrow if it's a bit drier. Hi guys, so it's the next day, and so my basil plant wasn't resurrected. I watered it, gave it a little bit of feed, and it had just had it. So I took it back to B&Q this morning and for a refund. Now the funny thing is, she could see that it was like dead. It was completely flopped over, completely dead, and she contacted her supervisor and asked if she could give me a refund. And I was like, well, I only bought it like a couple of days ago. And she's having this back and forth with her supervisor, and in the end the supervisor agreed because it was only £2. And I said to her, don't you offer refunds on plants? She goes, no, they don't do refunds on plants, and especially plants in the sale, which I was so surprised about. But she said that her manager must have been having a good day and agreed to the refund. So that is definitely something I will bear in mind in the future when I'm buying plants from places like B&Q or, you know, home-based places like that, especially if it's reduced. I have taken back plants to places like Asda when I've bought them, and they've like completely dead. So I was really surprised. Anyway, whilst I was there, I thought, let me have a little look and see what other plants they've got. Wow. I ended up with loads, absolutely loads, but you know, they were in the sale. It would be rude not to take a few home. So I'll show you what I've got. So first I've got this plant. This is a bay leaf. I do actually have another bay leaf over in the corner, and it's really big, but this is only £2, and I like it because I don't tend to use it for cooking. I don't use bay very often in cooking, but I like the plant because of its structure and its form. It's got these beautiful deep green leaves, and it grows, and it's really quite bushy and really quite thick. So I like it as an ornamental plant. It is evergreen as well, so you're going to get colour all year round. So yeah, I thought I'm going to pop this up and I'm going to have it nearer the house, because my other one is round the corner at the side of the house and I don't see it very often. So yeah, so for £2 I was really happy with that. It was originally £4, but came down half price, so pleased with that one. Then I got these. These are, they're called Dianthus primum. So also known as dianthus, but also carnations as well. And there are a few that are dead, but they just need to be dead-headed. That's all. You just pluck them off. And they're pretty, really, really pretty. And again, that was £4 and reduced to half price. So really pleased with this. I ended up getting 2. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to split them into, so take one and split it into 3. So I get 3 plants here and 3 separate plants here, and then plant them up. And that way you're just extending your money, you know, you're getting more plants out of the one. And therefore I'm going to pop them around the garden and plant them up in containers. I've got a little patch on the ground that I'm going to plant them up in. So it's just a way to save money, because this is quite full, as you could see. It's quite full, it's quite bushy, so it will absolutely be able to take it if you just very gently break it into 3. And when you deadhead these dianthus, these carnations, they will produce all summer. They are long lasting. They put out these beautiful, beautiful rose type flowers all over. You're going to get lots and lots and lots of them. So really, really pleased with that. £2 each, half price. So really happy with that. Then I got some lilies. Look at these, gorgeous. And these are oriental lilies, and these were £7 originally, and they came down half price, so £3.50 a pot. And I love oriental lilies, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful deep pink colour. Now I always get them, they had lots and lots of them, but lots of them had open flowers like that, which is fine, really pretty if you want instant colour. But I always like to get them with the cups closed, because that way it means that I've got some that I can appreciate now, and in a week or 2 these are going to open up and flower, and then these smaller ones are going to open up in maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So it just keeps the life of that plant going a lot longer. So personally I never go for them when they're all opened or almost opened like this, never. Always like when they've got buds on them. So for £3.50 I picked this one up, but it didn't stop there, guys. It didn't stop there. So I picked a second one and also a third one. And these ones, as you can see, none of the flowers are open. They're all closed flowers, which is perfect. So that means I'm going to get oriental lilies for several weeks, which is brilliant. And again, they were both £3.50 each. Okay, next, what did I get? I got some lavender. Now I love lavender. I love the smell of lavender in the garden, not so much in the house, but I love the smell of lavender. I love when you just brush past it and it releases all of that beautiful fragrance. And this lavender, there's so many different types of lavender, guys, so many types. And this one is a head coat, lavender head coat. So you have these buds with the flowers on like that. So that was £7, and again half price, £3.50. But they also had these lavenders as well. So I picked 2 of these up. They are slightly smaller. They were 3 for £10 or £4 each, so they came down to £2 each. And these lavenders are French lavenders, and you could always tell the difference. I'll just show you. The French lavender has got it looks like a butterfly tip on the end there, yeah. So you got this beautiful cluster of flowers there, and then the tips are different, and it's very different to this head coat lavender, which hasn't got that butterfly tip, but it's just got all these beautiful tiny flowers all over it. So they are very different, and the fragrance I find is also slightly different as well. This is a softer, creamier fragrance, I find, and this is a more potent fragrance. But I like the different looks of the lavender because they do complement each other. And I do have another variety of lavender in my garden. I think that's an English lavender. So you get lots and lots of different types of lavender. And lavender is great for when they flower. They are great for taking off the buds and putting in, like, you know, you can put them in potpourri. You could create little pouches to hang in your wardrobe, so it all around the house, so it keeps the place fragrant. But also, guys, lavender is great in food as well. So some lavender in a cup with some boiling hot water makes beautiful tea as well. But also, if you're making biscuits as well, that it's beautiful. It's going to give you that difference, that point of difference. Now, I often think of Parma violets when I think of lavender in my tea and also in biscuits. So yeah, one to try. So I got 2 of these ones, the French lavenders, and 1 of the Hidcote lavender, and again they were all half price. These ones, the smaller ones, it was 3 for £10 or 1 for 4, so it made it £2 each. So bargain, absolute bargain. Oh, the rain's coming down a bit more now. Okay, let's see if I can do another one. And then I got this one. This is some fuchsia. Now this is looking a bit scraggly, so I'm going to have to really give it a good water and a good feed and pop this up really quickly. So this was £7 and it's come down half price, so again £3.50, and it puts out these absolutely gorgeous flowers. It's got these 4 outer leaves, and then you're in a cup, which on this one is cream, and then that little stem, which is I think just adds that flourish. And by nature they do droop over, they do fall over, making them really beautiful. And what I love about fuchsia is they come in so many different colours, so many different shades. And at the end of the flowering season, all you do is cut it right back to the stem, and it comes back for you year after year after year. It comes back stronger and more flowers, as long as you keep it well fed. Beautiful. Absolutely love fuchsia. I've got quite a few fuchsias around the garden. So it's a plant that I often pick up most years. It didn't stop there, guys. Then I got some more, I bought some thyme yesterday, and so I'll just show you. I showed you this earlier. This was the thyme, but it's a lemon fragrance, and you can see this is more like your standard thyme that you buy in bunches. So you can see the difference there in terms of the leaf, and this is a flatter, broader leaf, and this grows long and a bit more straggly. 2 completely different types of fragrances. This is that beautiful lemony fragrance, and this is what you, when you think of thyme, this is what you get. So yeah, 2 different ones. This was £4, and again reduced half price, so got this for £2. So it's going to go in my little herb area in the garden. I also picked up this, which is some sage. I did used to have a massive pot of sage, but I think that it died when we had that really bad winter last year and the year before, and it's just not survived. So I picked another one up, and this again, it was 3 for £10 or £4 each, so it came down to £2 at half price. So yeah, looking a bit scraggly, but I'm gonna cut it down. I'm just going to take off these leaves, and I'm going to chop them up and use them. You know, sage and onion is a classic when it comes to cooking. So I'm going to take off these outer leaves, cut it down a bit, and let it grow again. And then that way it starts to get really bushy and really full, because at the moment it just looks a bit lanky. So yeah, so really pleased with that. You know, I love having herbs in the garden because it just means you're going to save money. Every time you want to use herbs in your cooking, you just nip outside, pick what you want off your plant, job done. You saved yourself, you know, a good 80-90 pence if not £1. And you could also, at the end of the season, you could pick them, chop them all up and pop them in the freezer as well, and you've got them as well. Or you can dry them out as well. That's not something I've ventured into, but I know you can dry out herbs so that you've got them for future use. It didn't stop there, guys. I also got this, which is a hardy geranium. Oh, the sun's out now. It stopped raining and the sun's out. So I'll just wait until it passes over. There we go. It's a little bit better. I can see you now. So this is a hardy geranium. I do actually have another one that I picked up last year from Homebase, and it gives the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colours. It produces these purple, beautiful, gentle purple flower. Oh, you can see it here in the picture. Gives you these purple flowers with this deeper purple inner and this sort of yellow center. And if you've ever seen a basket, you often get these in hanging baskets or pots that are raised, because they just, as you can see, they droop down, so it gives you this cascade of beautiful, beautiful color all summer long. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is a small one, and it's got no buds on it yet, so I'm not sure if it is going to produce any flowers this season. I'm hoping so, but I was looking for a plant where it's got the little flower buds, and I couldn't see any, but that's absolutely fine, because at this price I'm happy to wait till next year for the flowers. Oh, the sun's out again. There we go. I'll move over here. Can you see me there? There we go. Oh, you can't tell with this weather. 1 minute it's overcast and grey and it's gonna rain, it's gonna chuck it down, and the next minute the sun's out and it's blinding. So yeah, but can't complain because the garden loves it. So yeah, so this is a hardy geranium, and again it comes back year after year after year. They're called perennials when they come back. So yeah, it flowers year after year. So yeah, really, really happy with that, because you know, it just adds that different dimension. A lot of my plants are growing up, but to have plants that cascade down and to tumble down is beautiful, because it gives you that new dimension in the garden. Okay, what else did I get? Well, I've got another one of these. I've got another one of these, guys. This is the Rudbeckia, and this one is big, smiley, big, happy Rudbeckia. Now, if you remember, now this is a little bit straggly, so I'm going to have to cut this off. I'm going to cut it right back to that leaf, and again pot it up. Oh no, in fact, I think I'm going to plant these in the borders. I've got 2 borders either side of the house in the garden, so I'm going to plant them in either side. So if you remember earlier, I showed you that I bought this one yesterday and I bought this one today. As you can see, the colours are slightly different. So this is, you know, I just love the variety of the colours. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. In fact, they look really pretty together. Yeah, I'll have to think about whether I'm going to separate them or plant them together, but they're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So again, it was £9, and it was reduced half price to £4.50. So really, really, really pleased with that. And then my final one, I promise it is the final one. My final one is this, and this is a hydrangea paniculata. So a different variety. I believe this is a fairly new species of hydrangea. Hydrangea, you usually get those with the big blousy flowers like the mop heads, though you tend to get those are very, very common. But this is, I believe, is a fairly new variety. So you get these cone shaped heads rather than the big blousy heads, and it's more neutral in its colour. So with the mop heads you get like the pinks and the purples and the blues, you get all of those colours, but with this it's this lovely soft creamy green colour, and it's beautiful. I've already got one of these. I'm terrible. I've already got one of these, and I've got about 5 or 6 hydrangeas in the garden, but I just love them. I think they add so much depth in terms of your planting. I sound like Alan Titchmarsh, don't I? Depth in your planting. I know. I watch so this time of year I watch absolutely loads of YouTube videos from so many people about gardening and planting. Also, I love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, so this one was, I mean, these hydrangeas are not cheap. This one was £20 and it was reduced half price. So I got that for a tenner, and I'm really pleased with this. Again, I'm going to pop this up. What I like about potting is that I can move them. When they're planted in the ground, that's it, they're static. You can move them, but you're at risk of upsetting the plant and it can stunt the growth. So for example, I've got a hydrangea that was in a pot last year, and I decided a gap became free in one of my borders, and I decided to plant it, and the growth is so stunted. It's not growing as well as all the others that have remained in the pot. So yeah, that's the danger when you plant things and you want to move it. So you have to be really sure that you want it in a particular spot. But with pots are great because it means that you could move things around, you know. So say like my lilies here, I would have them near the front of the house when I plant them up, so I can really see and appreciate the colour. But then when they've died back and they're not looking so pretty, then I could move them. I can move them behind the shed or in a more discreet part of the garden, so I don't have to see them. And then, you know, you can cut them down and then, you know, they come back next year. So that's the beautiful thing with when you have things in pots. And it works for me in my garden. I know everybody's garden is different, but I also don't have a lot of planting space. I don't have many borders or a lot of soil, so my garden is predominantly pots, which is great because I can move them around, swap them, you know, goes with my mood, you know, change my clothes, I change the position of my pots, you know. That's how it works. So guys, so that is my haul. That is my haul, a big haul that it is. Huge, but I'm really happy with it because it's such a bargain. It's such a bargain. And the quality of these are really good as well, and certainly the best part of them with the Rebecca. With these ones, I'm going to have to make sure that I do gather the seeds at the end of the flowering season so that I can replant them next year, so I don't have to buy more, because you know they are expensive. So I love my garden, guys. I love my garden. It's my little sanctuary where I come and I sit and I relax. And sometimes I just look at my plants and listen to the birds, have a cup of tea, and I really enjoy it. But it also helps me on my weight loss journey because it's activity. If ever you've been out planting, digging up, weeding, you know, lifting up bags of soil, it's a workout. It is a proper workout. So yeah, you know, that is my activity, I think, for the next day or so is planting up my garden. Do you like gardening, guys? Let me know in the comments section below, do you enjoy gardening? Is that a hobby of yours? Is that something you'd like to get into? Or are you a well-established gardener? And what type of garden do you have? Do you garden in pots? Do you have a container garden, or do you have a prized garden with a beautiful lawn and really full borders? Let me know. And also let me know if you'd like to see more gardening videos as well. I love to learn about plants. I'm no expert, but I learn a lot about plants because I love them, absolutely love them. So let me know if you want to see more gardening videos, guys. So I'm going to just take you on a little tour of some of my favourite plants in the garden, if that's okay. So stay tuned. So here we go, guys. So this is a couple of acers. I've got this beautiful red acer here. I bought it and it was absolutely tiny when I got it, and it's quite a good size now. And then there's another smaller acer there. Got a fern, and this is my camellia. It is a gorgeous plant. It's got these waxy deep green leaves, absolutely beautiful, and it has a short flowering season, so usually around April, May it puts out these beautiful deep red rose type flowers. It's gorgeous, but even without the flowers it is such a beautiful looking plant. The foliage is gorgeous. And then I've got this I call it my flaming tree. There is a proper name for it, but it puts out those red leaves, as you can see, and it looks like it's on fire. All these beautiful flames. And then this is my rose tree. I've just a couple of days ago deadheaded it, so there's not much roses on it, but you could see that it's got this beautiful deep pink colour on the roses. So normally you got some crowns there, so that's going to put out some roses. It's really abundant. It's an abundant tree. I've had it for years. And then these are my peonies. They've finished flowering now. This one here is a pink peony. No, yeah, this is a pink one. This is a pink one here, and then that one there is a red peony. But even when it finishes flowering, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So these are some pots, and this is some peppers that I've got. And here is some chili peppers that I'm growing, and some more different varieties of chili peppers. This is where I'm going to put my herbs. This is already I've got some chives, and I did have some other herbs in here last year, but they've all they've died, so I'm gonna use that space, nourish it with some food, and then plant up my herbs in there. Here we go. We've got another lavender here, and another fern. Got some cherry tomatoes, some little tomatoes growing there. And this is my grape tree, guys, growing grapes here. It's got no grapes on yet, but hopefully in a couple of weeks it might start showing some grapes. And then here is some leeks that I'm growing there, just very small at the moment. And this pot here is broccoli and cauliflower as well. So look, I've never grown broccoli or cauliflower before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then up here I've got, this is oregano. So it's getting a bit leggy now, so I need to cut that down. And here's some mint. Oh, it smells amazing, this mint, beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful, and great for just, you know, putting in to make mint tea or in cooking. And here's some more. It's not producing any collies or broccoli yet, but it will do. And this is my blueberry plant. So there we go. You can see you've got these tiny little buds here. Those are going to grow into blueberries. You can see the fruit there. Those are going to go into blueberries. Okay, so I've just got this pot here with some flowers and a little, this is my flamingo tree. And then over here I've got this is another peony, and this puts out the most beautiful white peonies. There you go. This is a late flower, but it's gorgeous. And then these, I keep forgetting the name of these, but these puts out, you can see it's getting ready to put out these spikes of flowers, and they like this, amongst all of this green foliage, it has these beautiful spikes of orange, bright orange flowers. So they tend to come around the late August, early July, and they're gorgeous. And then there's a little hosta that's hiding in there, that's flowered. And then this is the hydrangea I was just telling you about, that I was potted and I've moved it, and the growth feels really stunted. It's not growing as fast as all the others that are still in its pots. So yeah, I won't be moving them again. Here's another camellia, and again it's really grown in the past 2 years. It was really, I got this from Lidl, and it was really kind of thin and quite lanky, but it's really sort of settled and puts out these beautiful red, just like the one I showed you earlier, gorgeous red flowers it puts out. I've also got a white camellia I'll show you in a moment. And then here's some more hostas, and look, the slugs have eaten them. Yeah. And then here we go, we've got lavender sitting there. This is my other hydrangea paniculata. So now I'll have 2, which is beautiful. And this is a hydrangea, but it's not doing so well this year. It's really slow in its growth. I'm going to have to feed that up, give it some attention. And then this is a Acer. Beautiful tall Acer. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at the colours on this. You've got these beautiful red leaves mixed with this green with the trim around the edge. Absolutely beautiful. And this is my little elephant family. Yeah, one of them's missing. When my grandson was here, he was playing with them, and one of them's missing. It's gone astray. It's got lost. I'm gonna have to have a look for him. And then there's another Acer. Beautiful. So I kind of set them together, so when you are looking at them from the house, it just looks like one really big Acer, but it's actually 2. And we've got some rhododendrons there. We've got some phlox, more rhododendrons there. This tree is a magnolia. That's a magnolia, and oh my days, it puts out these absolutely, you could just see the little spikes there, the flower spikes. It puts out the most gorgeous white flowers. Oh, that smells amazing. And then a little rose, a miniature rose. I've had that, oh my goodness, for about 15 years, and it comes back every single year. Now I can never remember the name of these flowers. I can never remember, but I know it's a type of orchid. It's beautiful. And I've got this one. This is quite lanky, but you know what, guys? I just can't even remember the name of it. I just can't. Isn't that awful? I've been racking my brains to try and remember what type of plant this is, and I can't remember. So I'll have to wait until it starts to flower before I remember what it is. There we've got another fern, another rose. And then here is this big hydrangeas. Excuse me, it's really messy up here. It wasn't my intention to show you up here because it needs a tidy, but we're all friends here, aren't we? So I've got the box right in the corner. Let's just show you. So this is the box, and yeah, I just try. It needs shaping, actually. Needs a good shape. So this is looking a bit sad and sorry, but do you know, guys, the one thing I have learned about gardening is that when you think something is dead, it's not. It's often has still got life in it. So this one was a cordyline. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a cordyline, but these are the leaves of the cordyline, and you can see here this was the stump, and I planted these flowers around the base of it, and last year the cordyline was worse for wear and it was pretty much dead. All the leaves had fallen off. So I said to this guy who helps with my garden, I said, just cut it all down, and I just thought, I'm gonna at some point pull the stump out, pull the root out, and reuse the pot for something. Anyway, the other day I was up here watering it, and I noticed, look, it's putting out not just one but two new shoots. And it just made me realise that, sometimes when we think it's all over, we've still got life in us. We've still got so much to give. And that just makes me realise to never, ever, ever give up on my journey. I might have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, even a bad few months, a bad year. But there's always something that is there that is going to come back and come back stronger. Look, I'm really happy with this. And here's my hydrangea. This is what we call the mop head flowers, because it's got these beautiful, beautiful blooms. Gorgeous. Look at the size of that. Size of my hand. These flowers are beautiful. I've had this, oh my days, for at least 15 years, at least. And there's only been about 2 years where it's not flowered, and that was because we'd cut it back at the wrong time of year. But it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. These plants, I like my jungle kind of style, and I don't really like them, is the truth. And I know that's not a nice thing to say about me plants, but I don't really like them because they're so spiky and really prickly. And I often worry about when the grandkids are in the garden. You do not want to be poked by one of these. So I'm just toying what to do with it and where to put it. There's two of them. But here we go, guys. Here's another one. This is another plant that we cut down right to the stem. And look, it's putting out, look at that, all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new shoots it's put out. So yeah, don't ever underestimate yourself, guys. Never underestimate yourself. And I was with my personal trainer in the gym. I started my PT sessions, and she said to me, Angela, most people can give more than they think they can, which is so true. She said more people can lift more weight than they think. And that's sometimes about us pushing ourselves just that little bit further. So here we go. This is my hydrangea that I was talking to you about, that I showed you. I bought another one. This is another hydrangea, and look at it. It cascades. It's only a small one, but it got these beautiful cascading flowers. It's gorgeous. I've got a pot with some succulents there. Absolutely lovely. And then I've got a great big apple tree, and it's putting out these apple. It produces, honestly, tons and tons of apples every single year. This is a hibiscus tree, and it puts out some absolutely gorgeous purple flowers each year, usually in the later part of the year. And then this is my bamboo, beautiful bamboo, and it's actually 3 bamboos that I've clustered together. You can see I've got this big tall one here and then 2 smaller ones down here, but it's lovely. This is my little seating area when I come out and have a cup of tea. This is my Sundance with some ivy, and this, you probably can't see it, but this was actually a bath. When I moved into the house, it had a wrought iron bath, and it was so heavy I couldn't get anybody to come and take it, so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to use it as a planter. So yeah, it's my bath planter, and it's got this Sundance in there. And then this is, I'm not even sure what this bush is called, but it puts out these beautiful, beautiful creamy white flowers. And then there's my orange tree, ornamental oranges. Look at that, so lovely. I've got this one here, and I don't even know what it is. Isn't it terrible that I got these plants and I don't know what it is? I'm going to have to, when it flowers, I'm going to have to label them. And then this is my lemon plant. Look, it's putting out lemons. Well, apparently they start off as limes. Look at that lime. It starts off as lime, and then it ripens and becomes lemons. That's what I'm led to believe. I shall have to see it. I'm very tempted to cut that lime, but no, I will wait. But it's got lots of little buds on them. Lots of little buds. So yeah, really, and it's putting out new shoots as well. I did have one before, had one last year, and it I went away, and the frost and the cold literally killed it. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. And so I'm pleased that I managed to get another one. Here we go, there's another hydrangea there with these beautiful flowers. This is a passion flower. This is, I bought that last year, and it died down, and I thought, oh my god, I've lost it, it's died. But no, again, it's come back, and it's doing really well, growing really strong. So I'm trailing it across this fence. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. This is another elephant that I've got. As you can tell, I like elephants. And look at that, its tusk is on the ground. Oh my days. I've just spotted that. I'm not happy at all. That's me. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. Not being careful with me pots. I'm going to have to find a way to secure that. This is a beautiful, beautiful plant. It's called a silver spear, and it puts out these spikes of beautiful green with the silver tone. You can see that they're silver tone leaf, and I bought this last year in the sale. It was £12 originally. I got it for £6. It's come back beautifully. There's another hydrangea there, but it's not flowering yet. And here, this is a beautiful plant. This is it's called Bleeding Heart, because it's got these beautiful leaves with this, look at this gorgeous tone of colour. Beautiful. And it is kind of very heart shaped, the leaves, and it's got like the red trim around it. So yeah, it's called a Bleeding Heart. And then it puts out these beautiful white spears of flowers. And then I've got some bushes at the back. And then in this area, this is my potatoes. I'm growing potatoes here. So I was really successful in my potatoes last year, and I got a really, really nice crop. So we'll see what happens this year. And then this is my olives. So it's put out in the past the tiniest olives known to man. honestly, they were just minute. But I think I need to really give it a good feed and start. I mean, it's really growing and it's looking healthier than it has done in the past. In the past it was so scanty with its leaves, but no, it's doing a lot better. But I'd like to feed it up so it starts to produce some olives. Yeah. And then this is my other camellia, and this is produces beautiful white camellia flowers. Yeah. And then this again is the plant that I just showed you. There's one over there, and puts out these beautiful spikes of orange flowers. And here is another hydrangea as well. I have to say, guys, hydrangeas are ridiculously expensive. I remember the days where hydrangeas, you could get a hydrangea for £6, and then it went up to £8. And now in B&Q, a hydrangea, you're talking, in B&Q they were like £35 for a hydrangea. That is mad. And even in places like Aldi, I've seen them for like £10. I remember when they used to be like £6. Crazy, crazy. So guys, there you go. And this is my haul of all my plants that I've picked up yesterday and today. So I'm going to be busy planting up. Okay guys, that is it from me. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my garden haul and my my planting haul, and a little tour of my garden. There is just so much work to do to keep a garden, so I'm going to be busy for a while, but you know, it's all good activity. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Listen, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like to see more videos from me. Guys, I've got a few more videos on the way out. More shopping hauls, some chit chat around wellness, and of course some cooking videos. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You don't have to if you don't want to, because I'm not your dad, but it'd be nice if you did. Guys, I will see you very soon. Take care now. Bye.